This is Chris Vander Wal from the Catholic district in Calgary, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah, in the city of Calgary.
And so explain us a little bit about your district.
Sure. So we're in the city of Calgary itself and in some of the surrounding communities. So Calgary itself is a city of about 1.3 million people. So it's a very, it's a nice sized city, has everything that you look for in a city, all the main urban pieces. But one other major benefit of Calgary is that we're about 45 minutes away from the Canadian Rockies. So it's nice that you have the ability to be in the urban center and all the urban pieces that you want, but yeah, within a few, 45 minutes you're off and you can be hiking by yourself in a nice quiet area. So it's kind of the best of both, actually.
And how big it is, Calgary? How many people?
So Calgary is at 1.3 million people right now. So the surrounding area is about 1.5 with some of the towns in the area.
Perfect. How many schools do you have in your district?
The district itself is 118 schools and about 62,000 students.
118 schools?
Yeah, 118.
Oh my God. So those are available for the international students?
No, so we have 9 high schools that are available for international students. Our district is right from kindergarten all the way to grade 12.
Okay. And your district is a Catholic district. Can you explain us how deep into religion it is or not, or
so basically so what happens in the province of Alberta is the government funds both a public system and a Catholic system. So we do teach the same thing as the public system in town. There is also a public board within the city as well. So we do teach many of the similar things. It's just we're allowed to teach some things from our Catholic faith. So the schools are run by the board itself is run by elected officials. So it's elected officials from the city of Calgary. So it's not a school that's run by the church itself, by the priests and nuns. So that's where it's a little bit different than I think a lot of the schools in Europe. So that's a big, biggest thing. So as part of religion, so if you're coming for a semester for a full year, there's no requirement to take a religion course. It's only if you're looking to graduate, then we require religion. Also, no uniforms. I know it's always one of the big questions. So,
and both genders.
Sorry.
Both genders in the schools.
Yeah. They're all our schools are co-ed. Yes.
Okay, perfect. And how many exchange students do you usually have per year, average?
Right now in our high school, we probably average about 100, 150 students in high school.
150 international students.
International students, yeah.
Okay. What kind of host families do you guys have?
Yeah, so they're all from the community. So we use the same, a large a group. So we use a Canada Homestay Network. So that's a group that we have that they're the experts in this in the city, and they're constantly recruiting families. So it's all local families, and the thing with Calgary families too is there's a lot of people that they're in it because they want the experience. They want to meet the students and they want to make them part of their families. And quite often the families will take them out to the mountains and do different activities with them. So yeah, the families that we've had have always been really good to work with.
And the families live, I mean, I'm assuming that they live outside of the city, like not downtown, right? Or
yeah, there's not many people that live, downtown, so that would host families. Most people living downtown will be young couples or senior people, right, in smaller apartment type, buildings. But for most of the families are single family homes outside in the more suburban area of the city.
Okay. And you already told me how many schools and the number of students too. And by the way, yeah, this is important. How the kids navigate in the city? Do they have public transportation available?
Yeah, so there's a whole system of buses in the city of Calgary, and we have 2 train lines as well. So Calgary is pretty well connected. The students can get around fairly easily. 3 of our schools are right on the train line, so it's an easy walk from the train line into the schools. So,
okay, that is very important, because one of the main things that the kids ask me is how much of freedom are they going to have, to move around, or how much are they going to be linked to a car, etc.
Yeah, so it depends on the host family too a little bit, how much they're allowed to leave, how much they're allowed to leave and how much freedom. So it kind of, you know, it'll be the same as their students. A lot of these families also have a student that's school age. So we kind of expect them to respect whatever rules the host family has. But generally, you know, the students are able to get out and, you know, meet other students for sure.
Okay. But also important is, do you guys accommodate special petitions from the kids about the host families, like with or without, I don't know, brothers or
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So as part of the application process, there's a whole number of questions that we ask about what type of homestay you're looking for, what type of family you're looking for. You know, if they have, you know, siblings, if they have dogs, if you know, so the whole thing. So you can put requests in, and even if there's something, you know, that you're interested in, that you want to do a lot of hiking or skiing, you know, definitely you can put that in some of the comments, and then we'll you know, they'll try to match you with the best family for you.
actually, now you're saying about skiing and etc. What kind of special things does your district offer? You already said skiing. There's any other thing important that we should know?
One kind of unique thing is that we have a marching band. You know, so one of our schools has a marching band. So you'll see like on some movies and, you know, the American football where they have the marching band in the field. So we actually have a marching band in one of our schools, which is kind of unique. There's not a lot of high schools that do that anymore. And also, you know, if anyone happens to play hockey, we do have a hockey skills development program in some of our schools. So we have one of our high schools that's attached right to hockey rink. So it's kind of before school, they'll go and they can practice their hockey skills and then off to class.
And what about the stereotype about Alberta? You know, horses.
Yes, definitely. There's a lot of clubs and stuff in the area for that. You know, even almost within the city of Calgary, there's a large show jumping facility. So definitely lots of opportunities to go and see the horses and to play with them. But we don't have any actual, you know, riding clubs within the schools itself. But definitely, there's a lot within the city that we can get you in touch with.
Okay. And what about the weather? How is the weather there?
The weather, yeah, I know it's always a big question for so Calgary is well, it's the sunniest center in Canada, so we get a lot of sunshine. Calgary is very unique that it's very variable, I always say. So like even this week here now, mid-December, you know, we're looking at positive temperature, so +5, +6 this week. So we have a thing called Chinook in Calgary. So it's a unique thing. So it's a warm wind that comes over the mountains. So, you know, we do have cool weeks, probably -10, -20, but then we get that warm wind that comes in and it'll melt all the snow. So I always say we have spring in Calgary about 5 or 6 times a year.
Okay, very good. Um, do you have anything in your schools? You already said that marching band, but any, you know, cores or characteristic that they may be important or remarkable for a foreign student?
Yeah, so we have, you know, our schools are fairly large, so they're about, you know, 1,000 to about 2,000 students. So definitely many different options for students, you know, and a lot of hands-on things as well. So if you're looking like auto mechanics and carpentry, some robotics clubs, even into cosmetology, you know, hair and makeup, and a whole bunch of different pieces that students can try out. So it's kind of a nice option so that, you know, and these you can try out different things with your hands. So it's not that you have to make it for your career. It's just something interesting to try out, right? And it's good for students as well because a lot of this is, you know, now you're up out of your seat and you're talking with other students, and it's a good way to make friends and to practice English as well.
Okay. You told me once that you are like a very high district in academics in the world, right?
Yeah, but yeah, for sure. So Alberta itself scores very high on the PISA results. So if you ever look those up, so it's a test of the 15-year-olds around, you know, different countries around the world. So Canada scores very well. It's normally top 10. Alberta, I think, is about top 5 in the latest one. So the academics are very strong. So then within the province of Alberta too, the Catholic district, you know, we do normally outperform the province as well. So very, very high academics for sure. We also offer IB programs if there's any students that are interested in IB.
And French? Can the kids learn French?
Yeah, so we have full French. So we have full French immersion. So if you're coming, you know, completely fluent in French, but if you're not fluent and want to learn French, definitely we have courses for that.
Okay. Okay, I have all the information that it was very quick, and I have all the information that I have here in my notebook. I don't know if you want to add any other thing about your district, because when I talk about your district, what I try to focus in kids that they are more into big cities, big medium cities, and kids who are more sorry into what a city can offer, right?
Right. Yeah, so we definitely have those pieces. So we have, we have the big malls and, like the big enclosed malls, big shopping, if you're looking for that, with very high-end stores for sure. We have more that are kind of unique communities, so like the Kensington, we call it. So it's an area with a lot more unique shops, more, local shops and a bunch of restaurants and cafes and that type of thing. So there's different areas within the Calgary, for the students that they can go to that has a more urban feel, definitely. Plus, the nice thing with it's a very green city, so we actually do have 1,000 kilometers of pathways within the city itself. So even though you have that urban piece, there's large urban parks and stuff that you can go to and just kind of get a little bit quieter pace. So
Okay. I think I have everything I need. I don't know if you add any other thing, and if not, thank you very much for this interview.
yeah, no, it's just overall just be great to have some more Spanish students out here. We don't have a lot in our district right now, so you'd be one of the few, so which is good for you as well. So yeah, so I just welcome everyone to Calgary.
Actually, now you're saying a thing that I didn't ask is in between those 100 and something internationals that you have, what percentage of Spanish speakers you think you have, more or less?
Yeah, maybe 10%. So right now we have 4 students from Spain and then a few from Mexico and from other countries in Latin America, but yeah, not a very large group right now.
Perfect. All right. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for attending to this interview, and I hope a lot of kids here in Spain will be interested in Calgary.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.